Everybody, my name is Donna Feazell. I'm your host of Donna's Edge Television Talk Show where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning 1 p.m. on the Central Time Zone as we get to ride home with you in the afternoon. It's always a fun ride. I definitely appreciate you watching. Absolutely. Continue sending emails. It makes my day. Donna at donnasedge.com. Donna at donnasedge.com. Now, LaRue can tell you sometimes it takes me days to find them, because they get in that little spam folder, and you got and I get so much spam. No, everything goes in spam for some reason. So, and then you have to look through all the spam folders, to make sure, because it's like sometimes I think, why even have a spam folder? You got to look through everything anyway. But I appreciate you sending. Just keep sending emails. I definitely appreciate that. You can find us on television. We are syndicated on the Bundats Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. It's always so much fun bringing wonderful guests like LaRue Hardinger with you. She's with the Marine Toys for Tots, and we've been friends a very, very long time.
Yes.
And so,
I feel like I knew you in a previous life.
Well, yeah, but you would not. I think what did it though is, as I thought, we've got something in common. I can't figure out what this, because people who have been in the media, I mean, it's just the way it is. You can seek them out. I mean, you can give me 1,000 people. I can tell you people who've been in the media before. I don't know what it is.
Who have a calling for it.
Well, I figure, okay, because I grew up when Mary Tyler Moore was on television, and I used to think, I'm going to be just like her. I'm going to be in somehow the media somehow. I don't know how to do it. Were you that way too? Because we're about the same age.
I didn't watch that show, but I was into journalism all the way back till in high school. I was in journalism classes. I was their editor of their newsletter. And I was actually the go-between between the Fort Payne printing shop back in the day when they actually put the letters. I'm aging myself.
I thought that was hard to do. That was time-consuming, wasn't it?
They just had the machine sitting there. But yes, they did have to typeset it and print. We printed them, and then I would take them. It was on First Street in Fort Payne, and I would take them back to I was the liaison, but I was also the editor of their creative writing magazine too. And so it started in high school, even though I really wanted to be a ballerina.
I can see that too. You're graceful.
I knew that was out of the question because dancing was a sin.
Oh yeah, I grew up in that house.
We won't go any deeper into that topic. But anyways, I don't think there were any ballet schools in Fort Payne.
Yeah, I was going to say, where are they?
Yeah. But I got to use that talent in my many years of teaching fitness, which turned into dance classes too. You heard of Roomba? I forgot what they call that. I never did teach that, but I did teach steps that were Hispanic type music that went along with it. So I did not use the copyrighted, classes, but I made up my own. I would watch theirs and then I would make up my own routines. So I would teach anything from graceful yoga type moves, which we didn't chant or anything like that. But there is great benefit in every yoga position.
Oh, it's stretching. It's stretching exercise.
It does so many things for your body, and it strengthens, gives you balance. I could talk 30 minutes about that. But I also taught senior fitness, and this was 25 years ago, and with chairs. And and they could do a lot sitting or standing, sitting in the chair with bands or with ankle weights or wrist weights.
You'll laugh at this. You just mentioned bands. Okay, so I was at this $5 store, and I was on quarter day, and they had these bands, look like great big huge rubber bands.
I know what you're going to say.
And then I looked at it. I did got the Google app, and I took a picture of it, and it said they were exercise bands, because in that store sometimes you don't know what you're buying. I mean, you just have to seek it out. So I thought, I'll try. And you know me, I overdo everything. So according to some of the things I saw, the research on the internet, should have just called you. So they said only start out with 10 or something. It was a ridiculous low number, and I'm thinking 10. So I did 50. Boy, was I sore the next couple of days.
It works. It works.
That works.
But the other movements that the seniors could do was stand behind the chair, hold on to the back, it's straight back chairs, and sturdy chairs, of course, and do a lot of the yoga type moves, or maybe leg raises or whatever, lunges, by holding onto the chair without fear of falling.
Yeah.
So I loved doing that too. Of course, I started out doing just floor, and that turned into all kind of different dance moves. I played rock music, and we adopted some of the boy band moves at the time.
Yeah, I remember those.
And then my favorite, when they first came out with the Reebok step, I got addicted to that, and I made up so many routines. And you know what? I was doing cleaning out of my bookshelves the other day in my desk, and I came across, I'm so glad I still have it all, every cassette tape of every class I ever taught. And I have a VHS tape that my sister took of me teaching a class, and it's the only recording of it that I know of. And I also found my notebook that I had written down every routine I had ever made up in my head. And now I get to do them by myself at my house.
Well, if we were closer by, maybe we could do it via Zoom.
The reason
Do a Zoom.
I had people come up to me and say, "Where do I? Hey, LaRue," and my mind goes bananas because I'm thinking, where do I know this person from? Is it from aerobics? Is it from news? And did I interview them for the news? Did they know me from
Pianist at church? You did that too.
I played for 40 years in churches as a musician, bass guitar, organ, piano, whatever. And I was up front for all those years. And yeah, there was, but I would just say, let them talk. And they would usually say, are you still teaching? Or something.
So you're
like
known for that.
and they're asking me, go back to teaching. You were my best teacher.
Well, see, you're still in great shape, so you could. I mean, people, they look at their teacher. If the teacher looks like she's fit.
I could, but I couldn't do Toys for Tots. Because Toys for Tots is my life. It takes up my life. And I try to work in my, how it is, grown children and grandchildren. If, for one example, I have a grandson in the JSU Marching Southerners, and you don't want to miss an opportunity. That's once that's gone, that's gone. If you miss it, so
it's very
that band is very well known, and that there's a reason. If you ever get a chance to go hear them,
the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parades.
If you ever get to go see them, they're so huge. They're over 500 strong. They take up the whole football field. But the thing is, their precision is just unreal. Even to the flags, to the rifles, the ballerinas. They have it all 3 squads, not in addition to the band. It's crazy. You don't know where to look. There's so much going on, and I absolutely love it. But you know, once you get grown kids and grandkids, which hopefully you will, if not, you're closer now to your.
Closer than I was.
She's moved out of our zip code, but she still comes back often, thank goodness. Yeah, and back to what we kind of bonded over was the fact that we realized we were both and had been in the media since we were very young. And so not only did I go straight from high school, there was a few years I had my babies, like 3 babies in 5 years. But after that, once I went full-time into another job, that was in journalism at the Gadsden Times, and worked there for years, and then I worked at the Times Journal for years, and even though she's broadcast, there's still
that, because you're opening people up. You're talking about what they do, and
you have to read people well.
Because you don't know, and especially somebody who suffered trauma of some sort. You know, I talked to somebody who'd been raped one time on the show, and I didn't want her to cry. I didn't want to upset her. I didn't want to do anything. And I even asked her before the show started. I said, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
Right.
Because I'm going to have to ask you a few questions. And
or you cry.
yeah, I'd be the one to do it. But what I did, I took care of that. I said, "This is what I want you to do. I want you to write down a list of questions you feel comfortable with me."
Good idea.
So because I couldn't quite read her, and I know she was really nervous about actually being on the show and all those things anyway. So she did. She wrote down a few questions, and we got through it.
And you interview people from all walks of life, just like I do, except we had deadlines to meet every day. When I first started, we had from 8 until 4, because we started doing our layout at 4. We had to have in 2 major stories and 6 what they call briefs, which were brief stories that could be weren't necessarily front page news. And then things would break an hour before your deadline.
Life happens, right?
And then you have to dash out the door and cover a shooting that happened. And this actually happened when I was on 4th Street here in Gadsden. We're not too far away. 1 or 2 blocks away at a gas station, there was a shooting, and 2 people were killed. And my photographer, I grabbed him, and we ran out the door. And we did get an award for what they call spot news coverage. That means you're on the spot, you know. But then they have to change last minute the layout of everything, you know. And yes, they do. Hold the press. Hold the presses. That's where that saying comes from.
Well, I wanted to, because she's like really, really good at reading people. I mean, you're phenomenal at it.
Thank you.
But you do it in taste, is what I'm trying to say. Because I see people out there, they're doing interviews, and you're like, "What school did you go to?" Because they'll just go and they'll just do it, and they don't care if it's
they don't let
somebody's.
their person
They don't
answer the question before that they're asking another.
And they're not feeling for the person they're talking with. It could be somebody whose son just got killed or something, and they'll just ask questions. And I'm like, "Why did you ask that question?"
Or they don't have, I don't know.
There's no empathy. There's no
News intuition is something that's born in you. It's not something you can just, hey, I'm going to be a reporter. Yeah. And those people do work, and we see them nowadays on our phones and on TV, on YouTube every day. But then you see things like they're standing there saying, the writing is relatively peaceful, and there's an explosion.
You're like, really? Okay, here's one that really tickles me. This one kills me. Okay, now this story broke, of course, in Talladega, at the Talladega Speedway. You remember this one? Okay, so this girl, this happened just as when Joe Biden was running for president. And so the people are saying, you know what, Biden, F Biden. And I know how you are, and I know how I am. So and I thought about you when this happened. So what happened was a producer somewhere told her to say, no, they're saying go Brandon, instead of the other thing. And I'm sitting there thinking, if my old boss had told me to say that instead of what was really happening, I would have taken the microphone off and I would have said, "Here, you do it then," because that's not what
you say it.
So, I mean, how would you handle something like if you actually, like I know today's world's totally different than our world was.
I would not work in newspaper business today because, as y'all know, no one trusts the media now. At least the mainstream media. Back in the days when I was working for these newspapers, I took great pride in the fact that I double-checked, triple-checked, quadruple-checked my
coming back at you.
My sources, and I documented everything. And it was important to me to quote them correctly, not misquote them. It was important to me to not bury the lead. Go ahead and put, you know what I'm talking about. Just put the story out there. And we were told by our editors to sizzle it down like bacon and get the fat out of it. So we had
That's a good analogy.
No, we had to fit a space, 10 inches column usually. And so it was an upside down pyramid. You put most important in the first line, well, actually in the headline, that was, people scan the paper, they look at a picture first and then the headline next. Then if they're interested, they'll read the first line, and that's called a hook. If the first line is done well, it will hook them into reading the first paragraph, and then from then on, the first line of each paragraph is called a hook. It pulls them down till they get to the bottom of the story. But as far as the most important at the top, if they're going to cut, if your editor cuts your story, and that's what an editor does, the reporter, he has the final, or she has the final say. They're going to cut it from the bottom up. So you got to get your most important information, from the top down. And I just took great pride in, I wanted to inform the public correctly, and I also wanted to have whatever I needed to have with the person I was interviewing, whether it's empathy or whether it was just out and out respect, or if it was someone.
I love that word, respect.
Or if it was, it depended on who it was and what the story was about. You had to get a feel for what you were walking into and have, yes, your list of questions. But here was my cardinal rule. At the end of each interview, I always ended with this last question. Is there anything I haven't asked you about that you think I should know in order to properly write this story? I always ask them that, and almost every time they had something else to add that I had not thought to ask them. And sometimes it was very important to the story. That was the
juicy part of the story.
Sometimes it was very important to the story or the context of the story. So, yes, this is how I ended up, even though I'm Toys for Tots here today. That's how I ended up. This is a press release, writing press releases for our Toys for Tots campaign, which I am the coordinator of in DeKalb County. But this is why I am doing the interviews. This is why I am writing press releases and taking them to the newspaper or going to the radio stations to get out the information. that part of my skill set really helps me in letting the public know the information that you need to know about Toys for Tots. Now, yeah, people have asked me to come back into the business, but in this age, I could not. I personally don't trust the media.
I don't, and I'm in it.
There's a few people I do, and I'm sure you guys out there, you have your chosen one or two or three that you will listen to. But for the most part, overall, what they call the legacy media, I have no trust in them because, and you know why. I don't have to explain it. And therefore, when someone offers me a good job in the media, I tell them I refuse to become a reporter again for a newspaper in this climate that we are in now, the news climate world that we are in now.
I totally understand. That's why I do it on my own.
If I have no respect for it, no trust in it, I don't. That was the mainstay of my career, to keep the trust of my readers and the people, the public I interviewed, the trust, the goodwill, and sometimes that you're walking a tightrope when you tell the truth, and how you word it has everything to do with it.
The expression on your face when you're reporting it, the whole thing.
If you are on film, yes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We've got to go into a commercial break.
Sure.
We're going to be right back in just a minute. We'll be right back. Queen City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Good afternoon. We're back. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television talk show. This is LaRue Hardinger, and she is with the Marine Toys for Tots Foundation. When two friends get together, I know I get you off topic all the time. So let's
both
go
ways.
Well, that's just because we're
I
friends.
have interviewed you a couple of times, actually.
Yeah, can we do that again?
I want to every time I get around you. I mean,
That was fun. We've done that before, and
This
that was
is so funny. It kind of is a toss back to what we've been talking about, our news careers, because you get two reporters together and they want to interview each other.
it happens every single time. Every single time. Well, before I get you off topic, I know you've got some things you've got to report. So
The main thing, the most important, the lead, the hook on this is we are beginning to crank up our 2025 Marine Toys for Tots campaign in DeKalb County, Alabama. And our first fundraiser is this coming Saturday, and it's called, don't laugh, 5 UFO Days, which we've already been playing around with that topic. You guys know that if you have watched anything on our channel or heard it. But Saturday, 23rd August, the gates open at 9 and close at 10, and they have a killer lineup of musical groups. It's their 20th anniversary of the festival, so they're really going all out. They're going to have pony rides, free bouncy houses. I don't know about balloon rides. I would hope so, but I do know I've seen the others advertised. We are going to be set up there in our Marine Toys for Tots canopy, and we would love for you to bring a new toy and put it in our toy box or drop a buck in one of our buckets. But this year we are having a drawing for 2 very nice gifts, and we would love for you to donate in the form of buying a few tickets for that drawing. We're going to have the drawing, let's see if I have it here, at 6 p.m. And that's, some people, you don't have to be present to win, but some people want to hang around and see if they win. But the singing does go on until 10, and those last 2 or 3 groups are real. As the day goes on, the groups get more well known, and I'm not going to call any names, but you can look it up online. I know there's a page on Facebook, UFO Days, and they will have the lineup. So drop by our canopy, and you can buy tickets just for $1 a piece. Or 15 tickets for $10. Or if you just want to give us a donation, we will have a coin box there. Just stop by and get to know us, talk to us. We'll have a few UFO guys for sale, little alien guys, blow-ups. We will have some, and for those of you that donate, we have given away some little squishies that are aliens, and
the aliens did visit the last show. I thought that was pretty interesting.
yeah,
I've had some feedback from that.
Well, they're not that expensive, and we do have a case of those that we're going to sell, and they're easy to blow up. The average, if you've ever blown up a beach ball, it's easier than that. So. And they come in 3 colors: purple and blue, and purple, blue, and green. Yeah, alien green. And one of the things we're giving away is a toddler chair that's actually a little green alien. So it's cute. And a little stuffed chair. Yeah.
Yeah, so you might win it for your kids or your grandkids.
It's for a toddler.
Or if you're the favorite aunt of the family, you might win it.
And the other is a very nice air fryer. Still brand new in the box, so all the paperwork and everything, and they're pretty popular. And this one is a more expensive model, so I think there's something for both. So whoever's name is drawn first gets to pick. We're going to film it and put it on Facebook, so if you're not there, you don't have to be present to win.
That's going to be a great thing. We're going to have to call it a day.
Yeah,
we're alive at Twin City Used Car Sales. And they're located in Gadsden, Alabama, and I'm going to tell you what, Bobby Ledbetter has just been a huge friend to you guys.
Yes, he has.
The vehicle and all the advertising you guys get off of that. I wanted to thank Bobby also for all the great things you've done in this community and the communities surrounding this area.
He continues to come up to DeKalb County. He even comes on Halloween when we come to the block party, and we hand out little things for the children. As Toys for Tots, he's right beside of us. He has never stopped doing that, and he's for 5 or 6 years now. He has provided a trailer that's he himself had wrapped with our art. It helps out in hauling toys and so forth. And maybe it's probably going to be parked out there at the UFO Days Festival. It's in Fife, Alabama, and it's on Paul Benefield Lane. But the actual address can be found on their Facebook page. UFO. It's Fife, FYFFE, UFO Days.
Absolutely. LaRue, thank you so much for being on the show with me. Sorry I got you on a tangent.
Oh no, that's what we do.
That is what we do. And thank you so much for watching. Continue watching. Continue sending emails to Donna at donnasedge.com. I treasure every single one of them. You take care.